What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning the Ldbc and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury has made, should I say, a dark joke in regards to his good friend Billy Joe Saunders on Instagram. He was replying to a guy that was trolling him, okay? And this is what it says. He says, crazy how they made him get away with it. They all knew. The whole thing is disgraceful. Canelo better check Saunders' gloves before fighting, because Fury's camp are the biggest cheaters in the sport. Wow. And Tyson Fury responded by saying this. He says, I'll give Billy the brass knuckles I used for Wilder, okay? Exclamation mark. So, this guy, Old School Donnie, he says, may God expose you. You know exactly what's going on. Exposure is coming one way or the other. Okay, let me counterpunch. This was sent to me, and this was Boxing Ego, you know, saying that, oh, Tyson Fury admitted that he used something in his gloves. No, he didn't. He was responding facetiously to a troll, which I think he should have used better words, because Tyson Fury should expect this type of criticism, especially when he uses anything in regards to his gloves besides his fists. When he does that, he knows these guys, these people are coming for him, right? And to counterpunch the whole thing, between him and Billy, they're the biggest jokesters and pranksters in the business, okay? These guys, these travelers, they do and they say what they really wanted to do, or say what they really want to say, right? And it just shows to me looking at that, it doesn't prove that he did anything, because they didn't prove it. And really, Old School Donnie really broke it down with what I've been telling people the whole time, okay? They made him get away with it. Okay, so if you guys believe that Tyson Fury was that protected, there is no way in hell I would want my champion, Deontay Wilder, the former champion, to fight this man again, because that means if he was protected on high the way they claim, that means he will be protected again. That means that they didn't want Deontay Wilder with the belt. I know boxing is disgraceful at times. We've seen a lot of that last night. But at the end of the day, if he thought that Tyson Fury was able to cheat to that magnitude, that means Deontay Wilder should have a better team. That means if they were going to help him cheat, that means somebody from Wilder's camp should inspect the gloves, check the gloves, make sure they didn't do anything else after that particular party from the opposite team leaves the dressing room. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. And for them thinking that, they're foolish for Wilder to want revenge. And it's stupid, because the same people that say, oh, he was protected on high from the commissioners and because the commissioners didn't catch it. But then these people are the same people that are cool with JD's because JD's was responsible for looking at the glove. That's simple. That's easily debunked. And he still has them around, as far as I know. Now, it would be a good thing if he let him go too. That would have showed that, hey, Deontay Wilder was skeptical of everybody in his camp, and he didn't know who to trust, so he eliminated everybody. Because at the end of the day, they're supposed to work for him, not the other way around. Eddie Hearn will be the first one to say, hey, I work for AJ. But you don't have a lot of people saying that at all. We work for him. No, they take over for him. They speak for him while he's talking. Shelly Finkel's done it to Deontay Wilder a whole bunch of times. So you can miss me with all that. So they don't act like they work for him. They act like he works for them. Counterpunch. So it is what it is. I think that Tyson Fury said something that lackadaisical, meaning that he's not one bit concerned about what the fuck they think. Like, let's think about it. Think about what I'm saying. If he said, yeah, I had brass, I'll give the brass knuckles that I used for Wilder. You know people are going to run with it. But what does that say about Tyson Fury? That says Tyson Fury don't give a shit. He doesn't. He doesn't even care about anything, and he's not taking it seriously. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make. He's not taking it seriously. He doesn't care what they think or what they complain about or what they bring up. Because obviously the commissioner didn't make anything and they know what that is. And don't get it twisted. The arbitration and mediation is not for any evidence. As far as I know, right? Because if that was the case, Tyson Fury wouldn't be making remarks like that. This is about money in a third fight. The same fight that they say he cheated twice. And I sure in hell wouldn't want anybody to get in the ring with them a third time knowing, yo, they're going to cheat for that man. They're going to allow that man to do something slick and it's going to harm me. And harming me, I take care of my kids, so it's harming my kids. So this is a vicious cycle that's going on. And I don't trust any of them. For that reason, I'm out. You know what I mean? Now, it's one thing to call him a cheat, but it's another thing to call a man a cheat and then step your ass back in the ring with that cheat and then say everybody's in on it. You know, and it's like you guys let 2 fights go by without even catching them. And then you guys want to have the nerve to compare that shit to Resto Collins, right? They caught Resto right after he beat the shit out of Billy Collins with those fucking gloves and violated that man the way they did. They caught Margarito the very next fight. Why? Because he tried the shit again. And if it wasn't for Cotto staying quiet, taking his loss like a man, yes, blue blood, he did. He didn't complain. No shape, form, or fashion, like you claim, he did not. And I'm going to prove it to you when I talk to you again. Counterpunch. So it is what it is. Tyson Fury did not get caught cheating. Okay? Obviously, people are hurt because he lost. I know you don't want to see your favorite fighter lose. I hated to see Mike Tyson lose to Lennox Lewis. But it is what it is. He beat Mike Tyson just like Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder. No ifs, no ands, and buts about it. That's my counterpunch about this. You guys tell me what you think, of course. Please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace.